In last few chapters, we have discussed about linear, elliptic, hyperbolic and parabolic equations. However, in nature, there are many phenomena such as shock waves, soliton waves, pattern formations, etc. cannot be explained in terms of linear differential equation. Therefore, it is important to study nonlinear partial differential equation. In this regard, I want to mention that finding solution of a nonlinear differential equation is not easy, because in this case the principle of superposition does not hold. Therefore, chapter 10 is devoted to the study of nonlinear partial differential equation. We divide the entire chapter into 5 modules. In module 1, we shall discuss about nonlinear one-dimensional wave equation. In module 2, we shall discuss about the phenomena of dispersion and dissipation. Module 3 deals with the discussion on KdV equation, and module 4 is devoted to the study of Burger's equation. Finally, in module 5, we shall discuss about nonlinear Schrodinger's equation and solitons. Now we are going to the first slide of module 1. Before going to the discussion on nonlinear wave equation, let me start with the linear wave equation in one dimension. The wave equation in one dimension is given by del 2u del t square equals to c square del 2u del x square, where t is the time variable and x is the space variable. And solution of this equation can be written easily. The general solution of equation 1 is u equals to phi x minus ct plus psi x plus ct, where phi and psi are two arbitrary functions. The function representing phi denotes a wave which is propagating in the positive direction of x axis, where the function psi denotes the equation of a wave which is propagating in the negative direction of x axis. Now we write equation 1 in some form which is given in equation number 3. So, we factorize the operator as del del t plus c into del del x multiplied with del del t minus c into del del x operating on u equals to 0. So, the simplest linear wave equation can be written as del u del t plus c into del u del x equals to 0, and the solution of this equation is u equals to phi x minus ct, where these represent a wave moving with the constant velocity c in the positive direction of x axis without change of shape. So, in this way one can represent wave equation which is of first order and linear, which is given in equation number 4. In our last slide, we got introduced with the linear first order wave equation. In the coming slide, we shall discuss about the nonlinear first order wave equation, and using that equation we shall generate the concept of shock waves. This type of particular equation arises to explain nonlinear wave equation when the effect of dissipations are neglected. Now we are going to the slide presentation. The simplest first order nonlinear wave equation is given by del u del t plus c u del u del x equals to 0. In the earlier slide, c was a constant, but for this case c is now function of u. Therefore, equation 5 is a nonlinear equation. And we have also the initial condition u at time t is equal to 0 is equal to fx for minus infinity less than x less than infinity. Now we are going to solve equation 5 together with the initial condition 6. Now, this is a nonlinear differential equation. So, we need to mention that unlike the linear differential equation, the principle of superposition cannot be applied to solve this nonlinear equation. Number 2, the entire nature of the solution can be changed due to nonlinearity, and a study of the above initial value problem reveals some important ideas for nonlinear parabolic waves which cannot be observed in case of linear equation, and a large number of physical and engineering problems can be dealt with the above nonlinear system or its extension. Therefore, the study of the above equation, that means equation 5 together with the initial condition 6, is important. Now, we shall use the method of characteristic to find the solution of equation 4. Now, we consider the total differential of u, which is du. Since u is function of t and x, so du can be written as del u del t dt plus del u del x dx. Now, if we consider that xt is a point such that it lies on a curve gamma whose slope at any point p is given by dx dt, then from the above equation we can write du dt equals to del u del t plus dx dt into del u del x. Thus, equation 5 can be regarded as the ordinary differential equation du dt equals to 0, because here if we compare the expression for du dt with the given nonlinear equation which is given in equation number 5, so the solution of equation 5 is equivalent to finding the solution of du dt equals to 0, where dx dt equals to cu and dx dt equals to the slope of any member of the curve on gamma. Therefore, dx dt equals to cu represent the slope of a curve on gamma, and these curve gamma are known as characteristic curves of the equation 5. Thus, the solution of the partial differential equation 5 is equivalent to solving two simultaneous ordinary differential equations 7 and 8. But if we observe equation 7, we can find solution of this equation as u is equal to constant. So, finding the value of u as a constant, we can get the value of cu in equation 8. Then we can solve equation 8 as x equals to cut plus another constant. Therefore, the characteristic curve of 5 form a family of straight lines in xt plane with slope cu. The general solution of equation 5 depends on finding the family of lines, each line of which with slope cu corresponds to the value of u on it. Now, if we assume that x equals to xi, then u at xi 0 equals to f xi, then we can put these values, initial values, to get the solution as x equals to t into f xi plus xi. So, if xi be the initial point on the characteristic curve gamma, and if one of these curves gamma intersect t equals to 0 at x equals to xi, then u xi 0 equals to f xi on the whole of that curve gamma, that you can see in this figure. So, at time t equals to 0, x equals to xi, and at the same point the value of u is f xi. In this figure you can see one characteristic which is denoted by gamma. Therefore, solving the nonlinear equation 5 is equivalent to find the solution of simultaneous ordinary equation as dx dt equals to cu, where value of x at the point 0 or time t equals to 0 is xi, and du dt equals to 0, where u at time t equals to 0 is f xi. The solution of 7 is u is equal to f xi on the whole of gamma, and if you substitute that in this equation dx dt equals to f xi, and if we solve this equation together with initial condition x 0 equals to xi, where capital F xi equals to C of small f xi, and the solution of 10 can be written as small x equals to T f xi plus xi. Now, these represent the characteristic curve which is a straight line whose slope is not constant but depends on xi, and this is the characteristic of a nonlinear solution of a nonlinear differential equation. In case of linear differential equation, it would have been constant. Therefore, the solution of the initial value problem in parametric form can be represented as u is equal to f xi and x equals to xi plus t f xi, where capital F is equal to C of small f. So, this is our required solution which is written in equation number 11. Now, to verify this, we take differentiation, take derivative of u with respect to both x and t, we get del u del x equals to f dash xi into del xi del x, and differentiation with respect to t gives del u del t equals to f dash xi into del xi del t, and the second equation we again take differentiation with respect to x and t separately. So, it gives 1 equals to 1 plus t f dash xi into del xi del x, and 0 equals to f xi plus 1 plus t f dash xi into del xi del t. Now, from these 4 equations, if we eliminate del xi del x, then we get del u del x equals to f dash xi divided by 1 plus t capital F dash xi, and if we eliminate del xi del t from the rest 2 equations, we get del u del t equals to minus capital F xi f dash xi divided by 1 plus t f dash xi, where capital F is C of small f. It is evident that the equation 5 will be satisfied by the solution 12 provided 1 plus t f dash xi is not equals to 0. And also it is to be noted that the solution will satisfy the initial condition 6 since xi is equal to x at time t equals to 0. Now, using the previous result, we can arrive to a theorem which is stated here in this slide. The nonlinear initial value problem del u del t plus cu del u del x equals to 0, where u x t equals to f x at time t equals to 0 has a unique solution provided 1 plus t f dash xi is not equals to 0. where capital Fji equals to C of small fji, and the function fc are continuous and they belongs to the class C1. It is to be noted that if Cu equals to constant in equation 13, then it will reduce to the linear wave equation 4, and the solution of this curve or the characteristic curves are given by x equals to xi plus ct, and the solution is given by u is equal to fji, where xi equals to x minus ct. Therefore, u is equal to f of x minus ct. Physical interpretation of solution is always important because it helps us to visualize a particular phenomena. In this section, we shall give geometrical interpretation of the solution which we have obtained in the last section. Now, we shall show that how solution represent a shock wave. Now, this is the time to go to the slide presentation. First of all, we assume that c dash tu is a function such that it is positive, and we know that the graph of u at time t is equal to 0 is the same as that of the function f. Now, u at x t equals to u on the characteristic gamma, it is xi plus t into f xi t, that is equals to f xi. So, we find that the point xi f xi moves parallel to x axis in the positive direction in XU plane through a distance t into f xi, which is equals to c into t, and the distance moved depends on xi. But here I want to mention that in this case the distance traversed by a point is c into t. Here c is not a constant, c is function of u. So, in XU plane, the point which have the higher value of u will move faster than the point which have the lower value of u. Therefore, due to the nonlinearity, if there is a disturbance in XU plane, as time goes, there will be a distortion of the wave or the structure or the shape of the wave, and that will result a shock wave, and this is due to the nonlinear character of the equation. In contrast, if we think about a linear system, the curve moves parallel to x axis with constant velocity, and the solution wave travels without any change of shape. Now, in theorem 1, we obtained that this solution exists, or the solution of nonlinear equation exists, provided 1 plus t f dash xi is not equals to 0. And it can be proved that this condition is satisfied for sufficiently small time t. Now, if 1 plus t f dash xi goes to 0, from equation 12, if we go back to equation 12, we find that the quantity del u del x and del u del t becomes infinite. That means the solution does not hold in case 1 plus t f dash xi goes to 0, or in other words we can say that the solution develops a singularity when 1 plus t f dash xi equals to 0. Suppose the condition, that means 1 plus t f dash xi equals to 0 is satisfied on the characteristic x equals to xi plus t f xi, and this characteristic also passes through the point xi 0 at time t equals to 0. Now, the above condition is satisfied means t must be equals to minus 1 divided by f dash xi. Since t represents time variable, it cannot be a negative quantity. Therefore, f dash xi must be a negative quantity. Again, f dash xi is equals to c dash f into small f dash xi. So, this must be negative. So, if we assume that c dash f is greater than 0, then small f dash xi must be less than 0. Therefore, the solution of the nonlinear one dimensional first order wave equation will cease to exist for all time if the initial data is such that f dash xi is less than 0 for some value of xi. Let the solution develops the first singularity at some time t equals to tau. So, for tau we have tau equals to minus 1 divided by f dash xi. Since at time t equals to tau, the first singularity develops, the value of f dash xi must be numerically largest. Since f dash xi is a negative number, we have to find the minimum of f dash xi for xi minus infinity to plus infinity. So, for first singularity, tau is equals to minus 1 divided by minimum of c dash f into f dash xi, where xi varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. Of course, this tau must be greater than 0 because this represents a particular time. If the graphs of nonlinear solution are drawn for different values of t, then the shape of initial curve ut changes with increasing value of t, and the graph can be shown in figure 2 in this slide. So, here this is our x axis, this is u axis and this is time axis. So, at time t equals to 0, u follows the curve fx. So, this is the shape of the function f. Now, at time t equals to 0, you can see there is a distortion of the wave because at higher value of u, the points will move faster than the points which have the lower value of u. So, as time goes, you can see a distortion, and after some time it will destroy or the solution will not exist, and this particular phenomena is known as shock waves, and this is the characteristic of a nonlinear differential equation. So, in this way we can show that how shock waves generates or how can we get shock wave solution from a nonlinear first order differential equation, or rather we can say from a wave equation. Thus, in module 1 of chapter 10, we have introduced simplest first order wave equation. We have also introduced nonlinear first order wave equation. The solution of first order wave equation is a shock wave which is completely a nonlinear phenomena. Thus, we end this module.